Ladies and gentlemen, Primetime CP23 here, back with another Diablo 3 video. Today, we got kind of a weird one. It's going to be a long one, so I'm going to try and keep this little intro as short as possible. Basically, today we're going to be talking about the 5 things I most want to see out of Diablo 3 in patch 2.7, 2.6.2, whatever you want to call it, whatever the next patch is going to be. Basically, I just want a new patch. I just want new Diablo content, fun Diablo content, and, these are going to be some of the ways I think we can achieve that, is by getting some new content in here. So, without further ado, this is going to be my list. All the links for all of the video I, for lack of a better term, borrowed from other content creators is going to be down in the description. Of course, feel free to check out those content creators down below. So, as I was kind of saying, the first thing that kind of makes sense to me would be giving us either a amulet or a ring for one of the class sets. The one that I kind of gravitate towards is the trag'oul set for the Necromancer. Personally, I just think that thematically it would kind of make sense. Especially for like amulet. You could do something, they could call it something simple. They could call it something as basic as like trag'oul's blood, something like that. And then maybe give the 2-piece set bonus a slight buff, like Blood Rush gains the effect of every rune, and you get X amount of damage reduction, X amount of speed boost when you land from your Blood Rush. Just something really simple like that would make for... To me, it would just make sense. It would make sense for speedrunning. I think it would be nice to, be able to have every effect of blood, or every rune of Blood Rush without running the full 6-piece trag'oul set, because there's not really a great speed farming build based around trag'ouls. Another thing that they could do would be adding in a wrist slot. As of now, there are 0 class-specific legendaries for Necromancer bracers. There's 0 of them. Alternatively, you could give the trag'oul set like an offhand or something. There's a lot of things that would make sense, that would make for a lot of build diversity. When the Necromancer, one of the Necromancer live streams that they did, one of my big criticisms of the live stream, and I made a whole separate video about this, was that they made a whole big deal out of it on stream, how they didn't want to give Necromancer, a 7th piece of the set, and they wanted all 4 sets to be the exact same glove, shoulders, helm, chest, pants, and boots, because they felt like the community was saying, haha, we got something over on you. No, that's not the case when you mix set bonuses. Mixing set bonuses just allows for more build diversity and more fun, just to be honest with you. So for this one, honestly, I don't have any builds that match this description kind of built right now, which I'll get into why in a second. But the main thing is I want something to dethrone Corpse Lance. I want to play something other than Corpse Lance Land of the Dead builds if I want to play Necromancer. the most obvious contender to dethrone Corpse Lance would be Anarius with the Nair's Black Death build. This is not the exact build that I'm referring to. That would be a build on Lord Fluffy's channel. This is obviously Riker playing in the background. I figured since I didn't have the exact build that I wanted to run, it'd be better to just show this in the background. But, even if it was something like Corpse Explosion instead of Corpse Lance, just something not Corpse Lance would be great. But I don't know that Necromancer's built for that right now. I don't know if they need to change around set bonuses or what they would need to do. But the biggest thing I want is to have something other than Corpse Lance, something other than Land of the Dead be viable, because that's all that's been on the leaderboard. That's the only class, or that's the only build you can push with on Necromancer, is Land of the Dead, and waiting on a 2-minute cooldown, blood rushing around for a minute and a half waiting for Land of the Dead to come off cooldown. That's not fun. Next up, we're going to talk about the current meta, which in this case is rat runs. I don't think it's a good idea to have the most efficient farming method in the game be unchanged for 4 seasons in a row. I think this is the 4th season in a row. Well, no, I guess this is third season in a row that rat runs have been the most efficient, the only real endgame farming method that high-end groups use. I think that they need to either nerf rat runs, which in the background you're seeing a fellow YouTuber do a few rat runs here. This is actually, I cannot pronounce his name, Bazadar Todorov. One of his videos in the background just kind of showing off the power of rat runs. This is a GR 105, and they're right on time right at the moment, but anyway, basically these rat runs are designed to farm around GR 100s in 3 minutes. And if that's possible, people are going to do it. And basically they need to either somehow nerf rat runs, or they need to bring something up to the same level as rat runs. I don't really want to see anything get nerfed, just honestly. Not the way the game is right now. It seems like the game in general is in a fairly good spot. There's a lot of super powerful builds, a lot of build diversity. So anything getting nerfed is a bad thing. But something needs to change. Even if we go back to the previous meta, which I will show a video from Dropadowski here in the background. As you can see, when the Necromancer was launched, which was Season 11, before the season, Dropadowski posted a video with the thumbnail, Season 11, Best Start, Wizard Speeds Explained. And here's just some of what was going on in that video. Of course, it's based around the Talvir's setup. I think there's some gameplay here. Yeah, there's going to be some gameplay in the background here now. And basically that was a 3-wizard setup, which isn't a whole lot different than the 3 Necromancer setup. You're still waiting on a big cooldown. You are still doing all of your damage in a short window. But there's a big difference between the, I think it's like 25 or 30 seconds that wizards do their damage in Archon form, and the 10 seconds that a Necromancer has, which kind of just goes back into Land of the Dead. And I realize rat runs do not revolve around the damage dealers being in Land of the Dead. Missing the point. The point is, we need something a little different, if for no other reason than for the sake of having something different. Maybe they're going to buff something else. Maybe something other than wizard speeds and other than rat runs will become the most efficient route. The most efficient farming method in the game. I don't know. We just have to wait and see. I just hope that something changes. So the next thing that I kind of want to talk about is, again, keeping in tune with changing the meta. For many seasons, literally ever since it came out, the Corpse Lance Necromancer has been the Rift Guardian killer. There is no question. It's the best thing for the game. It's going to clear the highest and everything. And in the background here, we just have some gameplay from Leviathan's stream. The link will be in the description down below, of course, along with all the other links that we're using in this. We're kind of borrowing some footage from people, but whatever, we're not monetized anyway. So in season 10, a few things got buffed. Impale Demon Hunter got buffed, which is what Leviathan is playing in the footage behind me. The Wizard got the Mantled Heel ring, and forgive me if I'm getting my details slightly wrong, is when Mantled Heel came out. I think it was in season 10 also. And Generator Monk were all rough around the same level of power as far as killing the Rift Guardian. I think generally the Lightning Wizard ended up on top, but all three were very capable. And I'd like to get back to that kind of diversity, where it's not, okay, Corpse Lance is 100% better than anything else. Okay, yeah, it may be, but again, we're looking for more diversity here. And, an obvious contender to put it back on top with the other Rift Guardian killers would be Impale Demon Hunter. Currently, it's got a 50,000% damage boost on the first enemy hit by each Impale Knife. Buff that up to like 70,000% maybe. And then maybe it becomes as strong as Corpse Lance. Who knows? Maybe they do something to just kind of weaken Corpse Lance. I don't know. Maybe they do something and they buff Holy Shotgun. I don't know how they would do that without buffing the Akon set, which God knows the Akon set does not need a buff. It's already arguably the strongest solo clearing build in the game with Condemn. But, there is a Holy Shotgun build that can be a Rift Guardian killer. And, maybe they can buff that. Who knows? Maybe they can buff Generator Monk and put it back on top. It's just maybe there's things that I'm not even thinking of. There are builds in this game that they could use that would be something new. That would be, something different, even if it's just for a couple seasons. Hell, even if it's for one season, something other than Corpse Lance would be great. Maybe they could make a generator Necromancer that will be better at killing a Rift Guardian with Bane of the Stricken. Who knows? The final idea that I have is gonna be more like quick hit items than anything else. The overall theme of this idea, though, is making the season journey more important. Something that makes you, if you have all your stash tabs unlocked, something that will make you want to continue on the season journey after Chapter 4. Because most people, they finish Chapter 4, they've got their full 6-piece bonus, they're done. I am kind of in the same boat because I don't like doing set dungeons, because set dungeons suck. Where, last season, let's take a look here at my portrait frames. So that, I think Imperius was last season. I didn't get very far. The Treasure Goblin season, I got Conqueror, or Guardian, I guess. Got Guardian in Season 10. Season 11, I only got to Conqueror. Just stuff like that, where, yeah, it's cool to have the different portrait frames, but the portrait frames are only appealing so far to a certain level. Just a few things that they could do. They could randomize which Hadrig's gift set you're going to get until the season has started, to where nobody's going to know until they boot up the game. This season, I wanted to main Wizard, but I hate Delceray's Magnum Opus, and that was the starter set this season. So I didn't play Wiz. I started with Barbarian, and I instantly regretted it. Well, not instantly. Opening night was fun, but day 2 of the season, I regretted it. So, just stuff like that. I also want them to randomize Hadrig's gift. For the last several seasons, we've known exactly what Hadrig's gift is going to be because we can look 4 seasons previous and we got the same set bonus. So, like, this season, season 14, we got the Raycor set, we got, DMO, we got whatever the other sets were, a Con. Those are the same sets that we got in season 10. Just like last season, which was season 13, Demon Hunter started off with the Shadow set, which is what it started off with in season 9. It's every 4 seasons. I think they should randomize that. Of course, make it so that no class can start with the same thing 2 seasons in a row. But let's get off this rotation. Let's get off this cycle of having the same set every 4 seasons. It'll make for different class options. Like, this season, Barb starts with Raycor, and Monk started with Inna. And the Necromancer started off with the Pestilence set, which is used for the Z-Necro. So, all 3 ZDPS classes, plus Wizard, technically, because DMO has a ZDPS class. So this was like the ZDPS season, if you will. Let's mix that up a little bit. Of course, meaningful rewards would go a long way also. You get a portrait frame. This season you got a pennant. Last season I think you got a pet. But I mean, yeah, that's cool. Give us new cosmetics every season, of course. Maybe create an item that you get when you complete the Guardian achievement or the Guardian level. That, once you've absolutely completed your season journey, maybe you get an item that lets you turn one item into a primal ancient. Just something like that that would be incentive to keep going with the season journey. Give us a bounty bag when we finish a chapter. Just something like that. A few other just, like that's basically the main 5 things. Is that we need to buff a Necromancer class other than, that will kind of dethrone Corpse Lance. 2, we need to get an extra item for one of the Necromancer sets, be it trag'ouls, Anarius, whatever. Give us a trag'oul necklace. Give us an Anarius ring, whatever. We need a new meta. We need a new speed meta. Rat runs have been the meta since the day the Necromancer dropped in Season 11. Maybe let's go back to wizard speeds. Maybe let's, have Condemn Crusader speeds. Just something different. 4, let's get a new RGK. Again, we ever since the Necromancer dropped, it's always been Corpse Lance Necromancer as the RGK. Let's get something new. And 5, let's improve the season journey. Let's make the season journey important. And then finally, just a couple little bonus things. These are things that maybe we could do in, maybe we could have a season with a Paragon cap. A themed season with a Paragon cap. 1600 Paragon, as high as you can go. After that, you're just focusing on primals and, just getting your skill up. Who knows? So kind of just in review, let's just see some changes. Just give us something new. Just give us a good patch every 6 months. Give us something like 2.6.1 where it changed the entire game, every 6 months. And we will be a happy-ass community. A couple ban waves, a ban wave once a year. We'll be a happy-ass community until Diablo 4 comes out. Give us microtransactions, stash tab. People would pay money for stash tabs. People would pay money for wings. These wings, which kind of suck, and I don't know who actually uses these. This was the wings for Season 8, my first season playing the game. We got these wings as a cosmetic reward for the season journey. Okay, well, let's make these wings, along with, some of the cool ones, available as microtransactions, Just for instance, something like, these angel wings. Of course, keep the wings that need to be grinded for, like cosmic wings, of course, don't mess with. But, like the ones that you can't obtain anymore, like the gold Tyrael wings for being, for pre-ordering the game, that was 6 years ago. Give us a chance to buy that stuff now. People will pay money for it. That'll infuse a little money into Diablo 3 so that for, the next 2 years when Blizzard is, finishing up Diablo 4, whatever the new project's going to be, maybe that keeps 10 or 15 developers working on Diablo 3 and buffing sets and, you know, giving us these nice patches every 6-8 months. You know, it's a fun game, and I don't think anyone really wants to see it die except for the people that aren't playing already. You know, if you're still playing at this point, it's because you really enjoy the game. If you're watching videos like this, it's because you really enjoy this game. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and call that the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You know, drop me a message in the comments section down below. Tell me what you would like to see in the next patch when we get a next patch. So until next time, this is Primetime CP23, and I'm out.